I can't be muted. I'm a pickle. We'll start with movie entertainment news. Anyone excited about Aladdin? No? Oh, well, too bad. Let's check out a short little behind-the-scenes footage on the upcoming new Aladdin movie that Disney's making. It's a special look feature they released. It's 2 minutes long. We'll check it out. What do you make? Take one.
One of the things that I love about Aladdin is that it's a fairy tale story
in
another part of the world. In this world of Agrabah.
Agrabah.
In making this movie, we wanted to make sure we're as authentic as possible. So ultimately, we decided to go out and just shoot on location.
We shot out in Jordan, a place called Wadi Rum. You can just feel
Brown.
the history in the sand. I think it adds a level of reality. Aladdin!
Are we in trouble?
Only if you get caught.
In creating Agrabah, we wanted to get the balance just right. So we had a team of culture advisors in order to give it an authentic voice.
Our world of Agrabah is truly a global trading port, heavily influenced by Arabia, but also...
Look at the top of his head. Did you guys see this guy? What is that? It looks like an unprinted KFC bucket.
Also influenced by other neighboring cultures as well. Gemma Jackson, our production designer, and her crew just did an amazing job.
I mean, the whole sort of Middle East is sort of my favorite place. I think probably doing Game of Thrones opened a whole door up. I started having to look much further around the world for inspiration.
Agrabah.
Filmed in Sweden.
I just had an absolute ball building Agrabah.
You know, stepping onto set the first time, it was...
This is Mama.
It was insane.
Okay, you guys give me shit for my hairline, but is it just me, or does this guy look like he basically took a Sharpie and just filled in the empty spaces?
Insane when we see they actually built this whole city.
It really was magical. You could genuinely get lost in the streets.
It was really, really important that Agrabah feel like the real location.
It's just so visually stunning. And the palace and Jasmine's room, the throne room, just took my breath away.
From the costumes to the sets, it was unlike anything I've ever seen.
I'm excited.
I mean, who wouldn't be jealous of this guy? He's handsome as shit, right? Look at him. Handsome guy.
Like anything I've ever seen.
I'm excited to sit in an audience to see it because everyone really doubled and tripled down on getting it right.
Aladdin. Is it Aladdin? Aladdin? How do you pronounce it? Aladdin. Anyway, so yeah, that's a little featurette for Aladdin. I actually don't know when it comes out. I'm sure they said it, but in other entertainment news, do you guys know how many Saw movies we've had so far? 8 Saw movies. I haven't seen them all. There's only the first one that I saw. But Chris Rock, the unlikely person, wants to reboot or relaunch the Saw. They finally ended those 8 episodes, and now he wants to bring it back. Chris Rock, out of all people, wants to bring it back for release October 23rd, 2020. I don't know why exactly, but Saw is one of the highest grossing horror franchises of all time and is one of Lionsgate's most successful film series. That's why they keep milking it, isn't it? This upcoming film will still be as mind-bending and as intense as all the previous Saw films. Chris conceived this idea, and it will be completely reverential to the legacy of the material while reinvigorating the brand with his wit, creative vision, and passion for his classic horror franchise. Let's go back to some entertainment news because that's what section is pretty big. So, who here likes Kung Fury? Show of hands. You guys remember the short 30-minute movie, Kung Fury? I'm sure you know already, but if you didn't know, they're making a full-length feature Kung Fury, and there are some news about it now. The feature length to follow up the cult 2015 short set to star Michael Fassbender and Arnold It's gonna go in production now, July 29th. Sorry. It's also gonna have David Hasselhoff back in it. So Fassbender, David Hasselhoff, and Arnold. I don't like. There's nothing wrong with his name, but I know that people are gonna clip just that portion of me saying his last name, so everybody knows who Arnold is. This buff Conan, the Terminator. So, but yeah, so that's exciting stuff. Production actually starts soon, and they've got some great actors. I can't wait to check that out. That should be dank. Tech news. You guys might have seen this. We watched this on stream a while back, but we got to summarize and go back. A group of hold on. Who actually did this? Engineers. This is a product of Dessa engineers. Hashiam Kadhim, Joseph Palermo, and Raihan Mama. The engineers use artificial intelligence to create Joe Rogan's voice, generating the most human-like synthesis to date. So yeah, here's a portion of that.
Friends, I've got something new to tell all of you. I've decided to sponsor a hockey team made up entirely of chimps. I'm tired of people telling me that chimps are not capable of kicking human ass in sports. Chimps are just superior athletes, and these chimps have been working out hard.
Okay, chat. Fuck off.
Did you know that basilar membrane and otolaryngology are not autocorrelations?
Yes, that is elementary.
Hey, Joe Rogan, it's me, Joe Rogan. Please come save me, man. These artificial intelligence guys have trapped me in a machine.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty cool. They made like a Joe. They made a Joe Rogan voice. Good job, students. In other tech news, the first ever drone delivered meal in Europe. What? So this company is a sub-company of Alphabet, and they're working on drone delivery right now for meals, for food. They already tried it out in Australia. Probably gave them a bunch of VBs at 20 to 8 in the morning. That's what I would use it for. And now they are launching it in the capital of Finland, Helsinki, Helsingfors. And this is the first test, the first meal delivered by drone in Europe. Check it out. That's not a meal. People will steal them, the drones. Well, they're probably geotagged or chipped or whatever to hell them back, right? Like if you take the drone, they will see exactly where you're taking the drone. I guess you could disassemble it. I'm guessing they also have cameras on them. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a concern, right? The official kilo has been replaced. What? It's true. The kilo is dead. Long live the kilo. An old artifact kept in a vault outside of Paris is no longer the standard for the kilogram. In case you guys didn't know, basically, they made this perfect kilogram. This man-made object, this weight that was exactly a kilo. And then they're like, this is the official, this is what a kilo is. If we're ever uncertain, we need to calibrate something. This is what we've agreed is 1 kilogram. But the issue with having a man-made object is that you handle it and it actually sheds some of its atoms, right? So over its lifetime, they estimated that this standard kilo that is 130 years old has lost about 50 micrograms. So, can't have that happen. So instead what they did now is Yo, Lakari with the host coming in hot. Welcome to the news network, guys. Welcome. We're doing some 5-head news right now. Thank you. I hope you had a good stream. Old news? Well, it's old news that they were going to replace it, but now it's happened, right? So now, take notes. Signaling all moxers. They are using the Planck constant. This constant releases the energy of a photon to its frequency and is referred to by the letter H. It is now defined as 6.6260015 times 10 to the power of minus 34 kilograms times square meters per second, thereby defining the kilogram in terms of second and the meter. So that is now the official kilogram instead. And we no longer need to use this man-made object. In other tech news, boys, can we get some Kekona W's in chat? NASA presenting their new project Artemis. We're going to the moon. For real? Or is it fake? I don't know. You tell me, chat.
50 years ago, we pioneered a path to the moon. The trail we blazed cut through the fictions of science and showed us all what was possible.
It's very pretty out here.
Today, our calling to explore is even greater. To go farther, we must be able to sustain missions of greater distance and duration. We must use the resources we find at our destinations. We must
pull up our
radiation, isolation, gravity, and extreme environments like never before. These are the challenges we face to push the bounds of humanity. We're going to the moon to stay by 2024, and this is how.
This all starts with the ability to get larger, heavier payloads off planet and beyond Earth's gravity.
For this, we designed an entirely new rocket.
The Space Launch System. SLS will be the most powerful rocket ever developed.
Wow.
And with components in production.
And more in testing?
This system is capable of being the catalyst for deep space missions.
We need a capsule
that can support humans from launch
through deep space and return safely back to Earth.
For this, we've built Orion.
This is NASA's next generation human space capsule.
Using data from lunar orbiters that continue to reveal the moon's hazards and resources.
We're currently developing an entirely new approach to landing and operating on the moon.
Using our commercial partners to deliver science instruments and
John
robotics
Madden.
to the
John
surface.
Madden.
We're paving the way for human missions in 2024.
Our charge is to go quickly and to stay, to press our collective efforts forward with a fervor that will see us return to the moon in a manner that is wholly different than 50 years ago.
We want lunar landers that are reusable.
That can land anywhere on the lunar surface.
The simplest way to do so is to give them a platform in orbit around the moon from which to transition.
An orbiting platform to host deep space experiments and be a waypoint.
Even a baby could figure that out.
We call this lunar outpost Gateway.
The beauty of the Gateway is that it can be moved between orbits.
It will balance between the Earth and Moon's gravity.
In a position that is ideal for launching even deeper space missions.
Deeper!
In 2009, we learned that the moon contains millions of tons of water ice.
This ice can be extracted and purified for water.
Fuck it,
separate
dude.
in oxygen for breathing or hydrogen for rocket fuel.
The moon is quite uniquely suited
to prepare us and propel us to Mars and beyond.
This is what we're building.
Opportunity!
This is what we're training for.
This we can replicate throughout the solar system.
This is the next chapter of human space exploration.
Humans are...
Who was that thick lady in the back? What?
Exploration.
Nice.
Humans are the most fragile element of this entire endeavor, and yet we go for humanity. We go to the moon and on to Mars to seek knowledge and understanding and to share it with all. We go knowing our efforts will create opportunities that cannot be foreseen. We go because we are destined to explore and see it with our own eyes. We turn towards the moon now,
the moon
not as
really
a conclusion,
important.
but
It
as
could contain large amounts of tritium, a heat
as a
fuel and a lot of
checkpoint
fusion
toward
reactions,
all that
basically the
lies
key to
beyond.
unlimited energy.
Our greatest adventures remain ahead of us. We
How about that?
are going.
We're going.
We are going.
To make America great again.
We are going.
We're going.
There you go, boys. Bitcoin? What the fuck? What is going on?
What the fuck?
Look at Bitcoin. $8,000 now? Bitcoin is being... This looks so manipulated. Like, someone's buying in, nothing, and then 8K. Pump it. I don't know, chat. Is it gonna go 20K again? Is it time to get onto this for some quick money? Not because you believe in the currency or in crypto, but just because you want to get money? Get money, get paid? All right. He bought the dip. Pump it. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on in Bitcoin. To me, it looks like a bunch of whales are buying in anticipation of it growing up. Now, in our final piece of tech news, this might be the most important one. Okay. Ever found a pile of poop and wondered who it belonged to? Check out Poop Prints.
Here's the scoop on solving your number 2 problem, poo prints. Our patented science uses DNA to keep grounds clean and families healthy.
The chart is bugged?
It starts with a simple swab. Then apartments, condos, senior living facilities, or HOAs can identify perpetrators. And we have the world's only ISO-accredited lab of its kind for waste management, and we're trusted around the world. Bottom line, we're the best way to solve your stinky problem.
What if you send them like a sample and then they're like,
welcome to the club, buddy.
Well, this was in fact a human. This seems like such a... So basically, the idea is, I guess, that if you live in like a condo, you have to force everyone who has a dog to swab their dog's DNA. And then if they ever match it to your dog, you're fucked. But I feel like there's just going to be so many random people walking their dogs. Now, who here likes the writers of Game of Thrones? Everybody? Oh, okay. The script writers. D&D, aka David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. Did you guys know that they will be writing or I think producing, maybe directing even? They're in charge of the Star Wars movie. The next, not the one that's coming right now, but the one that comes after Rise of Skywalker. So y'all can look forward to that. Y'all can look forward to more from these guys, seeing how everyone seems to love them. And everyone seems to love where Star Wars is going. Am I right? Am I right? Sorry, I can't stop farming great faces. But there you go. They are, maybe they were busy writing this shit. So they just kind of shrugged when they were working on Game of Thrones at this point. I don't even know. That's what we have to look forward to, boys. In other news, the first Asian country, can you call Taiwan a country? It's a state at least. It's a first for Asia. This is where you guys want to go. They became the first place in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage this Friday. 1,000 demonstrators outside the parliament cheered and waved rainbow flags.
Same-sex marriage is now legal in Taiwan.
Woohoo!
A historic first for Asia. Thousands of supporters gathered outside of Parliament in Taipei Friday, waving rainbow flags and embracing, after lawmakers voted to pass a special bill which offers same-sex couples similar legal protections for marriage as heterosexuals. Asia's first and
Taiwan
way to go
#1.
Taiwan were chanted from the large crowd that did not let the weather rain on their parade. The law will take effect after being signed by Taiwan.
Okay, let's keep on going. But hey, good for you, Taiwan. Nice, nice. Now this one I think most of you guys know about, but we should probably still cover it. It happened the past week. Very sad little story. Unfortunately, of course, Grumpy Cat passed away at the age of 7 to a urinary tract infection. May you rest in peace, Grumpy Cat. She passed away peacefully, it says, so that's good, in the arms of her mother. Apparently, these guys made $500 million. Fuck, I can't remember if I read that piece of news in Swedish or in English, so I don't know if it's crowns or dollars. They made a lot of money off of this cat. Probably crowns, so like... Fuck, I don't even know. Rest in peace, Grumpy Cat. Rest in pepperonis. The first Porsche is available for sale. Kind of. You can kind of call it the first Porsche. Let me read up here for a bit. So, between 1939 and 1940, there were 3 versions of the Type 64 Porsche built, equipped with air-cooled flat 4 engines that developed 32 horsepower. But the war destroyed 2 of them. Only one survived, the third to have been ever built, and it is the car that Ferdinand Porsche himself kept as his personal family car for a number of years. And this car is now up for sale at an auction that will take place in California in August. Check it out. This is what it looks like, boys. Boom! Look at that. Should we buy it? Do a little collect some cash? Oh yeah, Porsche. The engine is in the back. Right? Probably still on this old ass T222. Beautiful little car. Already back here, you could see what aesthetic he was going for. Oh yeah, he's just got a tire in the front. Elon is gonna buy it. Did he say he would? I want to drive a Porsche at some point.